put in the bins provided. Before I commence with a commentary, I do have to make a safety announcement. Nothing to alarm you, just routine. In the unlikely event of an emergency where we have to evacuate the vessel, you will be instructed by a member of the crew. The boat's fully equipped with free-floating lifebuoys and life rafts. On the top deck, life jackets are in the lockers around the wheelhouse and at the forward end of the boat. On the lower deck, under each seat. On the lower deck, exits, emergency exits are clearly marked in green and white. We're in constant radio contact with the Port of London Authority, Navigation Service and River Thames Police. Sit back, relax, enjoy your cruise downriver. Now, Wright County Hall, this was the headquarters of the Greater London Council. Former the London Aquarium and London Dungeon. The Ferris wheel, the London Eye, built by British Airways, 450 feet high. It's got a capacity of 800 people in one revolution. It takes 35 minutes. On our left, the white column with the Golden Eagle, a memorial to the men who lost their lives in the First and Second World Wars, who belonged to the Royal Flying Corps, the Royal Air Force. Behind it, the Ministry of Defence. Next to that, building in the Gothic style, Whitehall Court Mansions, luxury private apartments. The paddle steamer, the Tattershall Castle, once a ferry on the River Humber. When she first came up the Thames, was used as a floating art gallery, but it went bust after 4 years. It was then turned into a floating pub. It took more money in the first hour as a pub than the previous 4 years as an art gallery. Just shows you the kind of artists we have here in London. Ahead of us, Charing Cross Railway Bridge, incorporating the Golden Jubilee footbridges. Charing Cross Station on our left, rebuilt a few years ago, set to represent a steam train emerging from a tunnel. To us, it looks more like a vintage jukebox. A Wurlitzer. The bridge on our right, glass-fronted building, Royal Festival Hall, the last building remaining from the 1951 Festival of Britain. Next to it, the Queen Elizabeth Concert Hall opened in 1967. On the left, the stone obelisk on the embankment wall, Cleopatra's Needle, presented to this country by the Egyptian government as a token of gratitude following the defeat of Napoleon by Nelson at the Battle of the Nile. Cleopatra's Needle, said to be over 3,500 years old, much older than London itself. It's got a twin that stands in Central Park, New York. Behind it, the building with a clock face, Shomek's house. Next to that, the building with a green roof and flagstaff, the back entrance to the world-famous Savoy Hotel. Now going beneath Waterloo Road, bridge opened in 1945, built during the Second World War mainly by female labour. Members of the Land Army. It's known as the Ladies' Bridge. Through Waterloo Bridge, on our left, the building with a small green dome on the top, Somerset House, headquarters of the Inland Revenue. This was the registrar of all births, deaths and marriages of this country and Wales. Adjoining Somerset House, King's College of London University. On the right, the concrete construction, the National Theatre, complex of 3 separate theatres, described by Prince Charles as the ugliest building in London. He said it resembled the back end of a nuclear power station, so clearly not impressed. And the white office building, the London Television Studios, belonging to the ITV commercial network. On our left, the white vessel the Wellington was a sloop for the Royal Navy during the Second World War. Now the livery hall for the Honourable Company of Master Mariners. At the stern of the Wellington on the embankment wall, you'll see a stone arch, Temple Arch. It marks the boundary between two cities. The city of Westminster, which is leaving. The city of London, we're just about to enter. Incidentally, the city of London, one of the smallest cities in the world, covers an area of just 1 square mile. Its eastern boundary, Tower Bridge. Look on the Temple Arch, see the figurehead. Represents Old Father Thames. Head on the left, you see all the workings. You'll notice a lot of this all the way down. What they're doing, they're constructing a new sewer. The Victorian sewers cannot cope with the ever-rising population of London. When it rains heavily, raw sewage is discharged into the river. So they're constructing a so-called super sewer. It will run alongside the existing sewers. When they overflow, will overflow into the new sewer system instead of a river. It's going to take up to 10 years to complete the project. Estimated cost £5 billion. It's called the Thames Tideway Tunnel. Posh name for a sewer. Ahead of us, you've got the three bridges. First one, the Blackfriars Road Bridge. Look at the abutments. You'll see they represent church pulpits built this way to commemorate the monastery of Blackfriars, which stood to our left many years ago. These pulpits were built at the express wish of Queen Victoria, who opened the bridge in 1869. The next bridge, the old St Paul's Railway Bridge, partially demolished a few years ago. The top half had become unsafe. And the third, the Blackfriars Railway Bridge, have extended the station and platforms right away across the river. So there's access from both sides. The roof of the bridge contains 1,200 solar panels, which generate around 70% of the station's electricity. Bridges on our left, I'm sure you'll all recognise the raised Roman golden cross of St Paul's Cathedral, said to be Sir Christopher Wren's masterpiece. It took 35 years to build and was completed in 1710. From the ground to the top of the golden cross, 365 feet high. Foundations only 4 feet. The Dome of St Paul's, the second largest unsupported cathedral dome in the world, the largest being on St Peter's in Rome. On our right, the old Bankside Power Station, now the home of the Tate Modern Art Gallery. Ahead of us, the Millennium Footbridge, designed by Sir Robert Foster, opened on Monday, closed on Tuesday. The excessive wobble meant people crossing the bridge were literally seasick. It got the nickname the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. It took 2 years and £2 billion to solve. pubs, good bear-baiting bits, cockfighting bits, riverside taverns, theatres and houses of ill repute, all built on land owned by the Bishop of Winchester. One of the theatres that stood to our right was the Globe Playhouse of Shakespeare, that white building on our right, a replica of the Globe Theatre, built largely by the efforts of the American film producer Sam Wanamaker, who sadly died before the building was completed, the Globe replica at Bankside. Look right-hand corner of the bridge ahead of us, you'll see a flight of steps leading down the river on Waterman's Stairs, known as Southwark Causeway, used by Wren when he was being ferried across the Thames by the waterman when viewing St Paul's under construction on the opposite shore. For the 35 years it took to build St Paul's, Wren lived at Bankside. Through Southwark Road Bridge, right-hand corner of the bridge ahead of us, the Anchor. Parts of this pub was used by the players of Shakespeare's plays as a dressing room when performing the plays in the Globe Theatre that stood nearby. The corner of the pub is over 400 years old. The Anchor to our right, just before we go beneath Cannon Street Railway. On our right, just ahead of us, you see the sailing ship. It's a replica of Sir Francis Drake's The Golden Hind. This ship that you see was actually circumnavigated the globe twice, following the route that Drake took. Also to our right are four spires of Southwark Cathedral. In the cathedral, the Harvard Chapel, named after John Harvard, founder of Harvard University in Massachusetts, USA. He was baptized in the cathedral, the son of a local tradesman. We're about to go beneath the new London Bridge, opened in 1973. The previous one was sold to an American for £1 million. He's had the bridge re-erected at Arizona at Lake Havasu. This is the fifth bridge to span the Thames at this point. First one built by the Romans almost 2,000 years ago. Through London Bridge on our left, between the cabinet buildings, you'll get a glimpse. The white stone column with a dog top piece, the monument, designed by Sir Christopher Wren to commemorate the Great Fire of London of 1666, 202 feet high, 311 steps to reach the top. On our right, a huge building known as the Shard, as it resembles a shard of glass. The tallest building in Western Europe, 1,016 feet high, 310 metres, 78 floors. On the left, the sandy-coloured building with a rounded roof, the old Billingsgate Fish Market. Market's now moved to a new site in the West India Dock further downstream. Behind it, the office building that flares out at the top, number 20 Fenchurch Street, nicknamed the Walkie-Talkie. Just behind the Walkie-Talkie, coming into view, is the cheese grater. Next to the cheese grater, the scalpel. And just behind the scalpel, you'll get a glimpse of the gherkin. And the white building Water Guard House, headquarters of Her Majesty's Customs and Excise. On our right, HMS Belfast, built at the Harlem Wharf shipyard, Belfast, Northern Ireland, and launched in 1938. She took part in the Second World War and a War of Korea. She's now a floating museum, open to the public 7 days a week, well worth a visit. Parts of Belfast on the right, you see a rounded glass building, City Hall, the headquarters of the GLA, the Greater London Authority, the new ruling body of London. On our left, the Tower of London, the centre building where you see the flagstaff. That's the Norman Keep, the White Tower, built during the reign of William the Conqueror in 1078. The surrounding buildings added later by the successive reigning monarchs. The tower, as you see it today, took over 400 years to build. Look along the river wall. You'll see entry to Traitor's Gate. Traitors to the crown were taken from the once open entrance, where if they were lucky, they were in prison for life. And were executed, known as London's first one-way street. Traitor's Gate now bricked up, just over the Thames from flooding the moat. Traitor's Gate, Tower of London. Headhurst Tower Bridge, designed by Sir John Barry, completed in 1894. The centre part's the basement. Machinery beneath weigh 1,100 tons each. Can be raised in 90 seconds to allow large vessels in and out of the upper ports, which often referred to as the gateway to London. Through Tower Bridge we leave the city of Stone. Through the bridge on our left, the district is Wapping. You'll see on our left St Catherine's Pier. We're going to make a very short stop. There's a couple more passengers joining us in our cruise downriver. We'll only be alongside St Catherine's a very short while. I'll be continuing with the commentary as soon as we